Howdy folks, and welcome back to Deliver Us the Moon, where we've just discovered that MacArthur is not only an even bigger dick than we first imagined, because they only had enough helium-3 for 2 of the 3 ARC ships, and so he put all of the wounded and injured in the 3rd and left them here. And we've also just witnessed the fairly shocking revelation that Isaac Johansson and Claire discovered the last shipment of helium-3, and Isaac stabbed Claire in an argument over whether or not it should or shouldn't be used to save the people remaining on Earth. And a quick scan of the monorail access terminal's logs does appear to confirm that a couple of weeks after the stabbing, somebody, almost certainly Isaac Johansson, managed to get the monorail working again. But whoever they were, they left without the helium-3 because it's still locked away in the storage compartment where Claire isolated it from Isaac. So despite Isaac's best efforts over the course of several weeks, Claire's last living action was successful. She did manage to isolate that helium-3 container from him. So I have a kind of a good news, bad news situation. Claire succeeded. That helium-3 didn't go anywhere. It's still here. And I need that helium-3, so that's good. Isaac didn't manage to get away with it. But the bad news is that after several weeks of trying, Isaac failed to get away with the helium-3. Which means Claire did a really good job, and now I have to succeed where Isaac failed. So that's encouraging. So there are a couple of things that I need to do here. I need to get this monorail car free, and in order to do that I'm going to have to cut the cables that are holding it in place, but the only way I can get to those cables is up there. The other thing that I need to do, obviously, is get that helium-3 out of the room where Sarah secured it all those years ago. This, I don't mind telling you, was a bloody tricky puzzle. And you figure it out in multiple stages. First, the storage room. At first I thought this door was damaged and it was just opening and closing. And I had to figure out a way of getting the ASE through the door in the brief window of opportunity that it stayed open. It's actually a damn sight more simple than that. It's just a question of standing on the pressure pad right in front of the door, Jingles. Come on, there you go. Okay, now I can send the ASE through to get to the vent. Pass through the vent. This part is pretty straightforward. You can see there's a fusion battery there. And I can open this storage room door from the inside with the ASE. So now I don't need to stand on the pressure pad anymore, and I can just grab the battery. But what do I need the battery for? This is where things start to get quite fiendish. So there's nothing else in this storage room. The only thing of any interest in here is the fusion battery. So that door's locked, but there's also a pressure pad in front of it. And over here, a plug socket for a backup power battery. Okay. Right, we're in. There are actually 2 ways into the room where Sarah sealed the helium-3. She only smashed the lock on one. But this way in has a few problems associated with it. You see, I can only open the door and activate the conveyor belt when the battery is plugged in. Without the battery, the door won't open. But with the battery, those cables are going to electrocute and kill me if I try to go through. Now I can send Bob the drone through, no problem, but Bob can't push the helium-3 container onto the conveyor belt, and there's nothing in here for him to interact with. You know those moments when you're looking at a puzzle in a game, and you just cannot shake the feeling that the solution is right there in front of you, but you just can't see it. I spent a lot of time standing outside this room, desperately trying to figure out what it was that I just wasn't seeing. I was thinking it was like that incident a couple of weeks ago where I just, died standing in front of an airlock because I couldn't figure out how to get in. Meanwhile, everybody in the comments is going, "Oh, for God's sake, Jingles, it's simple." And it was simple, and that was the problem. I was looking for a complicated solution to a simple problem, and I thought that's what was happening here. But it is actually a complicated solution to a very complicated problem. So I'll spare you the 20 minutes of standing around that it took me to figure this out, and I'll show you how it's done. The key to this solution, at least at first, is this pressure pad. Now, that gains you access to the room next door to the storage room where the helium-3 is contained, but I need something to put weight on that pressure pad. And the only thing I have is this fusion battery. So we'll go and unplug that. Go back to this pressure pad and drop it down here. Now I know I can't leave it here because I'm going to need that fusion battery at some point to power up the conveyor belt and access to the room where the hello. Okay, so the conveyor belt hitbox is slightly bigger than it might first appear. But yes, I can't leave that fusion battery there forever because I need it to power up the door and the conveyor belt to get the helium-3 out of the room next door. But up here, there's a dead fusion battery, so I can use this to take the slack on the pressure pad and use the active fusion battery. But I'm not going to be using it back at the door and the conveyor belt where the helium-3 is, because the second I plug it in, I can't get through because it's activating the electrical cables. So I'll bring it back up here instead, plug it in here, and that opens that door. And in here there's a maintenance hatch. Just make sure there's nothing else in here. No, it is just the maintenance hatch. So I cut my way through this maintenance hatch, which isn't going to take long. Remember, at some point I'm going to need that fusion battery back. So where does this go? Get the light on. Well, it's heading in the right direction, and here we are. So I'm now inside the storage room with the helium-3 container. Hooray! Job done. Well, no, because now I can't get the helium-3 out because the door is shut. And I can't get myself out because the door is shut. So now what am I going to do? Well, I can move the helium-3 container onto the conveyor belt, like so. The door's shut. But maybe I can use the helium-3 container to climb back out the way I came. I should be able to manage that jump. Oh, not quite. No, yeah, I can. Okay. Now back out the way I came. Unplug the active fusion battery, because I don't need to go back into that room. And now I can just stick this back into the original socket, power up the door and the conveyor belt, and I don't have to go through the electrical cables because the helium-3 container is on the conveyor belt. And this battery also powers up the conveyor belt. So all I have to do is throw the switch, which is now active because I've plugged in the battery, to open the door, and there it is. Let me tell you, figuring that one out felt really good. And it took a while. So the first thing I'm going to do with the helium-3 container is use it to get up onto the platform from which I can access those cables that are holding down the monorail, or holding up the monorail. Come on. There, because the platform has collapsed, the ladders are gone. So I'm going to use this in the same way that I used it in the other room, just to get further up. And from here I can now use the cutting laser to part these cables and send this monorail down into the hole in the room next door, which should smash its way through the partially destroyed wall below. Fingers crossed. Job's a good one. Oh, and here comes the helium-3 as well. Right. I've no idea where this leads us to, but clearly this is where I'm supposed to be going. I'm really hoping there's going to be something down here I can use this helium-3 to power up. And while on the one hand I'm hoping that whatever it is going to be the fusion reactor, and there looks like something over there that this container should plug into, I am slightly concerned that earlier I was wading through all kinds of leaked reactor coolant. Because if I'm powering up a fusion reactor and I've got no coolant, well, hopefully there's enough coolant remaining to get the job done. And that, I mean, I don't know what a fusion reactor looks like, but I'm guessing this is it. Ooh, ooh, that's not good. That is not good. That seems very hot. I didn't appear to take any damage from it, but I'm pretty sure that I don't want to be exposed. So the reactor hasn't actually been started yet. Okay. But yes, that is definitely generating a lot of heat. Okay, now I am definitely taking damage. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Right. Okay. I seem to be shielded in here. And now we're powering the reactor up. Well, yep, that's that done. Reactor activated, energy production initiated. Now I have to feed that power to the microwave power transmitter dish, which needs to be realigned. The problem is, if I step out there in front of a live reactor, I'm going to get cooked. Unless I stay in the shadows. I don't know for sure that this is the way that you're supposed to do it, but I'm not prepared to find out the hard way. Oh, and we seem to be on a timer. Oh, oh, that's not good. Again, I'm just guessing that whatever that is probably going to kill me, unless I'm standing behind something big and solid and thick, like these concrete posts. But I'm not willing to put it to the test. The fact that the pulses seem to be timed to match just about exactly how long it takes you to make it from one of these concrete posts to the next would indicate that this is in fact what you're supposed to be doing. Maybe I'm right, maybe I'm wrong, but as long as I'm not dying by continuing to do this, I'm just going to trust that I am in fact right. Okay, and I've made it into the elevator before the next pulse. Is that a fusion battery? What would I need a fusion battery for? Oh, there's the elevator control button. Okay, so we're going up, I presume. And there is a fusion battery over there. Or is it? I don't seem to be able to pick it up. And yes, we are definitely on some kind of a timer here. Reactor integrity is falling. So whatever it is I need to do, I need to get it done before reactor integrity reaches 0. Oh, 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 this can't be good. What was that? No, I definitely can't pick that battery up. Can I? Oh, there's something there I have to cut through. Clearly this is an emergency. Oh, and now I'm exposed to vacuum. Awesome. Okay. Oh, go, 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 go. Nearly. Right. So this looks like the actual generator or electrical generation side of the reactor. And how am I going to do this? Can I? Okay, that's fine. This is good. I'm not going to risk it. I'm going to wait and then get into the next alcove. Oh, excellent. An oxygen refill. So the 3-minute timer on my oxygen isn't quite as bad as it may have first appeared. Now run across, get in there before the next... Oh shit, are you kidding? How the hell am I going to cut that access panel open in the length of time that I have before the next sweep? Yeah, no, I'm just not. Oh wait, there's a gap in the middle of the arm. Okay, I get it. Wait for it to go past. Run to the middle. Stand here, and we're good. And from here, okay, we can actually reach. Okay. Have to wait for the next sweep and go. Looks like we're heading up. Hopefully the MPT transmitter dish is on top of the reactor. Another oxygen refill. Right, now where are we going? Well, so far I always seem to be going clockwise, but that is definitely going to kill me. Unless I jump it. Seems like it would work. I mean, I can't stand on top of the thing, it's electrified. Yeah, this is it. So now I'm playing Super Mario World in space. Platform games are traditionally not a genre that I am known for being particularly good at, but this one at least seems fairly straightforward by comparison. Right, that door isn't going to open, so now what am I supposed to do? I can't jump down. I'll save you the indignity of suffering through my next mistake. I did actually try to jump down. That door over there I thought was where I needed to be heading to next, but that's actually where I came from earlier. What you're supposed to do is jump across. And made it. Up here. Feels like we're getting closer. Up the ladder. Oh, I definitely saw something venting heat over there. That's almost certainly very bad, but we're going to top off our oxygen and then figure out what it is we need to do next, and hopefully figure it out before the reactor integrity reaches 0. So once again we've got a clockwise series of platforms, but above the platforms we've got these waste heat vents, and that will kill me. So just have to time the jumps so I don't get cooked. Fairly straightforward. Haven't missed anything here, have I? No. Now where am I supposed to be going? Oh no, there's another jump there I should... Oh, right, okay. This platform retracts on a timer. Go, 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 go. Made it. Right. What now? An airlock. Okay, good. So we're back on oxygen.
MPT overload. System integrity at...
System integrity at 60%. Not good. There's a control panel. Here we go. I don't know what we're activating, but it's going to get a damn good activation.
Releasing reserves.
Releasing the power reserves.
MPT overload.
Overloading.
MPT
This can't be good.
MPT overload.
No.
MPT overload.
Oh, come on. Uh-oh. Oh, shit. That looks like it hurt. But did we stabilise the reactor? Or is it still losing integrity?
MPT overload. System integrity.
It is still overloading.
Alarm MPT.
And now we're on a 2-minute timer. We have to align the microwave power transmitter to discharge the energy before we get a fatal overload. But I think Rolf here is seriously hurt.
MPT overload. System
And I can't go any faster than this. Is there anything up here? Nope. Oh wait, no, there is. Okay, so what's this? Oh, we're realigning the dish. Okay, come on. Okay, we grab the control stick. Previously, when we've had to do this sort of thing, and I think we've had to do it at least 3 times already in this game. It's been a nice, simple process of just pointing the transmitter at the dish and then instantly establishing a power connection. That's not happening here for a couple of reasons. First, Rolf is badly injured and he's dying, and we're having to fight the controls every step of the way just to keep them pointed at the MPT relay. And it's not an instantaneous power transfer either. You can see the progress bar in the centre of the screen. We have to keep it aligned for anything up to 30 seconds, and I only have 37 seconds left. And it's trying to drag the aim away, so I'm constantly using the control keys just to try to keep it centered long enough to make that connection. We're down to 10%. I think I've done it. Fuck me, that was close.
Successful. Standing by to resume transmission.
Standing by to resume. Oh, right. It's aligned. Now I have to fire it up. Well, let's do this thing.
Transmission resumed. Connection with Earth established.
Well, I don't know about you lot, but I'd call that mission accomplished.
One, is this? I can't believe this. We're receiving energy. It's back online. The MPT is transmitting. All systems are running. Global reception levels are rising. You've done it, Rolf.
Yeah. Shut up, Claire. I found something. It looks like Isaac and Sarah. We're not quite done yet. Although, I'm definitely getting the impression that I'm almost done. Looks like Isaac brought her up here for some reason. So that body bag that we saw downstairs in the monorail terminal, the one that I was studiously ignoring because I was afraid it was Sarah, that wasn't actually Sarah. So why did Isaac bring her up here? And am I going to stay alive long enough to find out? Because the combination of the injury that I took in the reactor control room, as well as all of the radiation that I've undoubtedly been exposed to, looks like it is definitely killing me. Is that a cryopod? Is that why Isaac brought her up here? Is Sarah... She is. She's still alive. Well, I did not see that coming. So that's good news. It doesn't do me any good, of course, because I could probably use that cryopod. But she's still suffering from a knife wound, and if I take her out of it so I can get into it, she's going to die. But it's good to know that she at least made it. There are still some unanswered questions. We don't know exactly what happened to everybody. We don't know exactly what Project Outward was and what MacArthur was up to, and we still don't know what happened to Isaac. But at least we know that Sarah made it. even if I'm not going to. And we can ensure that Bob keeps an eye on her to make sure that nothing happens to the pod when the rescue teams inevitably arrive, now that we got power running again. So this is mission accomplished in more ways than one. Rolf's professional mission to deliver us the moon and get the microwave power transmitter back up and running again, and also his personal mission to find out what happened to his partner Sarah, who he was forced to abandon up here years earlier when the blackout occurred. It's been a rough ride, but I suspect Rolf believes it was all worth it. And he's going to die in the knowledge that the first thing that Sarah sees when her pod is cracked will be him. And she'll know that he didn't abandon her up here. He did come back for her. And he did make sure she was alright. Even if it did cost him his own life. Is it just me, or is it getting a bit smoky in here? Is somebody chopping onions? Yeah. What a good game. That's it, by the way. Well, not quite. If you have the patience to sit through the credit sequence, much like a Marvel Universe movie, there is a little reward waiting for you right at the end. But I'm dead, so I should probably shut up soon. I guess I'm just going to end by reiterating that I absolutely loved this game. I enjoyed every second of playing through it, and I cannot recommend it enough. Available on Steam for an incredibly reasonable price. I hope you enjoyed this video, I hope you enjoyed this series, and as always, take care, and I'll catch you next time.
Vestia 3 to ground control. We found them.